Oldies 9 to 3 KDET. Good Friday morning. It is November 8th. I'm Joe Elmer, Inside Texas News. It's 8:34. On this day back in 1917, the Ferguson Forum, a weekly political newspaper spearheaded by Governor James E. Ferguson, began publication in Temple, and it remained in circulation until 1935. Here's the roundup. Texas Latinos back Trump and Cruz. Donald Trump and Ted Cruz both performed better in Texas than the last time they were on the ballot, largely due to increased support from the state's growing Latino population. In 2020, Donald Trump won Texas with 52.1% of the vote, but trailed Biden by 17 points among Latino voters. In 24, Trump enjoyed a 10-point advantage among Texas Latinos, helping secure a victory in the state with 56.3% of the vote. Ted Cruz narrowly defeated Beto O'Rourke by 2.6 points in 18, receiving 35% of the Latino vote. But he did beat Colin Alred by more than 8 points, with support from 52% of Latino voters. The shifting voting patterns in the state mirrored national trends. In 2020, 32% of self-identified Hispanics supported Trump nationwide, while 45% voted for him in 2024. School bonds elections overview. While Houston ISD's failed $4.4 billion bond proposal was the largest in state history, voters in other parts of the state weighed in on several bond packages with impressive price tags of their own. In nearby Waller ISD, voters approved a $703 million bond to build 4 new schools and purchase buses, while they rejected an $11 million bond for technology improvements. In Round Rock, the ISD voters approved 3 bonds totaling $932 million to fund a new career and technical education facility, technology improvements, and a fine arts program. In Allen ISD, voters approved 2 bonds totaling $442 million to build a controversial multi-purpose athletic complex and fund technology updates. In Bexar County's East Central ISD, voters rejected a tax rate increase and a bond package totaling $360 million, while a tax rate increase and bonds totaling more than $1 billion were voted down in Frisco ISD. Texas-Oklahoma border redrawn. A pump station built on the Texas-Oklahoma border at Lake Texarkana created a legal quandary as it was resolved by redrawing the boundary between the two states. The pump station, which previously straddled the state line, supplies water to North Texas. Officials discovered that the station was inadvertently transporting invasive zebra mussels across state lines, which is a violation of federal law. To resolve the issue, the Red River Boundary Commission moved the border so that the pump station is entirely within Texas. And he goes on to say this redrawn boundary line will ensure that millions of North Texans' water comes from a secure source in Texas, says Texas General Land Officer Dr. Don Buckingham. Around Texas, Bastrop and Lockhart joined the growing list of Texan municipalities to decriminalize possession of small amounts of marijuana during Tuesday's election. In Pasadena, Harris County officials agreed to acquire an additional 1,137 acres from Armand Bayou Nature Center, one of the nation's largest urban wilderness preserves. In El Paso, Blanca Trout, a former member of the Cantatino ISD Board of Trustees, was reelected Tuesday despite resigning from her position and dropping out of the race last month. In Bruceville, Eddy, Kelly Earl Wood, 56, and Raymond Terry, 36, were arrested for allegedly breaking into a vacant building owned by a local TV station to steal more than $100,000 worth of copper. In Austin, Mayor Kirk Watson narrowly avoided a runoff to win re-election Tuesday, receiving 50.1% of the vote among a field of 5 candidates. And in Tyler, Smith County Jail partnered with retired teacher Deanna Turner to teach female inmates how to sew, providing valuable life skills and reducing uniform repair costs. So far, 15 inmates have participated in the program. In Texas sports, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott may require season-ending surgery due to a partial evasive injury, which means his hamstring is partially torn from the bone. The Houston Rockets blew out the San Antonio Spurs 127-100 on Wednesday night. Jalen Green and Fred Van Fleet led the Rockets with 21 points each. And Houston Texans star receiver Nico Collins has been cleared for return from injured reserve, though the team has not confirmed if he will play Sunday. In Texas Extra, 3 of the nation's most affordable college towns, Texas, Brownsville, Laredo, and Edinburgh. And Flying Saucer Drought Emporium, a Dallas-based bar chain, sold 3,685 pint glasses featuring a caricature of Donald Trump as opposed to 3,329 featuring Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Except for 20 sales of the collectibles have currently predicted the winner of every presidential election since 2024. In Boyer, a Kemp Ridley sea turtle rescued by fishermen off the coast of the Netherlands last year was released into the Gulf of Mexico on Monday after rehabilitation help from the Rotterdam Zoo, the Houston Zoo, and the Texas A&M University at Galveston. My source, the Texas Flyover. And after the election, Texas House Speaker remains up for grabs. Neither Speaker Dwayne Feeman or his current opponent, Representative David Cook, have enough public support yet from the GOP caucus to win the nomination. The membership of the Texas House is finally set after Tuesday's general election, but the future of the chamber's leadership does remain a mystery. On Thursday, the jostling to hold the Speaker's gavel resumed with insurgent candidate Representative David Cook, Republican from Mansfield, saying incumbent Speaker Dade Phelan does not have enough support from House Republicans to win. And he goes on to say, we cannot continue to govern effectively without the Republican majority selecting our Speaker, Cook wrote in a letter. He goes on to say, it's clear with my list of supporters that the current Speaker cannot win an endorsement of the Republican caucus, end of quote. The House GOP caucus will meet in a month to endorse its nominee for Speaker. The Speaker presides over the processes in the House and appoints members to leadership positions. Bills often lie or die on whether the Speaker supports them or the lawmaker who has authorized them. In September, Cook became the consensus candidate of the House Republicans who want to oust Phelan because they believe he is too liberal. Cook published a list of 48 supporters who had pledged to vote for him in January. Now, it only takes 76 votes, a simple majority of the 150-member chamber, to become Speaker. But the House Republican caucus rules require that all members vote for the caucus-endorsed candidate. Now, to garner that endorsement, a candidate must receive 3/5 of the group's support. Neither Cook nor Phelan have shown that they have that level of public support. My source, the Texas Flyover. And in Shelby County football scores for Week 11, Thursday night, it was Center 37 over Rusk's 20 final score, and Timpson 40 over St. Augustine's 10 final score. Tonight, it's Joaquin at Garrison, 7:30 kickoff, and Shelbyville hosts Hempfield at 7:30. My source, Shelby County Today.